Hi, this is Erlen from KVELERTAK, and you're watching Stormbringer, the Austrian heavy scene. Yeah, there's not so much a concept. Yeah, we basically just made 11 songs, and that's the songs that are on the album. We didn't really think too much about it when we made it. Yeah, it just kind of turned out the way it did. But yeah, I think it's for us. It feels like a continuation of the first album. I think we've kind of expanded on the sound we had on the first one, and yeah, we just made like a bigger sounding record. And yeah, and like the album title says, it means "Meir" means more in Norwegian. It's just more of everything that's Kvelertak, basically. It's more rock, yeah, heavier, more catchy. It's more prog. It's yeah, more of everything. I just feel like it's yeah, like I said, I just feel like we've expanded on the sound, and it's just yeah, more epic. I think. Yeah. We've just been touring way too much. We played over 300 shows on the first album, and yeah, I think that was the biggest concern was with making the new one was actually having enough time to write it. We were looking at the schedule, and yeah, it was just super busy. I think we had to slow down our booking agent to yeah, just to have time to write the album. Most of it was written in June and July, and yeah, it went pretty fast once things started rolling, songwriting wise. Yeah, it's the same approach as last time. I just emailed John Baseless all the lyrics and yeah, translate them for him, and yeah, he just takes elements from the lyrics and puts it into the album cover. So I think that's really cool. It's yeah, I guess I could explain a little bit, but yeah, like the there's a lot of hidden elements in there, but like the hole in there where the goat head comes from, that's refers to the Tree Pan song, and yeah, and then you have like the pigeons with the shit, that just references to being tired of living in the city, which I talk about in some of the songs, and it's just a lot of different elements in there, and yeah, that's why I think is so cool about John Basley's work. It's yeah, it was definitely surprising that you know, the first album blew up the way it did. It's you know, I knew it was going to be good when once we got yeah, John Basley to make the artwork, and that Kurt was producing it. I knew it was going to be a good album, but yeah, I never expected it to become as popular as it got. It's but we never really stopped too much to think about hype and all that kind of stuff. It's yeah, like I said, it's we've just been touring and keeping ourselves busy, and just try to focus on getting better all the time, making better songs, and just improving our live shows. And yeah, I think that's the best way to do things. Yeah. Yeah, it turned into a job. Suddenly, it's you know, we started this band back in 2006. Me and Bjart in our basement just for fun and just something to pass the time, and we didn't have any ambitions at all. And then suddenly, yeah, it just turned into a full time thing, and yeah, it's been crazy. But yeah, for me, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I had a super shitty job before this. I worked in a warehouse, like a freezer, loading boxes of frozen pizza onto a truck, and yeah, I'm much more happy just being out on tour and yeah, doing what I love the most. Again, same with thinking about hype and that kind of stuff. It's I think you kind of shoot yourself in the leg if you worry too much about people's expectations, and all that kind of stuff. It's no point in putting that kind of pressure on yourself. I think for us the most important thing is that we love the music we make ourselves, and yeah, I think that's really all you can do. Yeah, it's I'm just a vocalist, but yeah, just I think when you're playing live, it's really good for keeping like the heavy rhythm guitars going while you can add layers on top of that. It's yeah, it just adds for more possibilities in terms of harmonies and yeah, just more layers, I guess. So yeah, it's been working for us. Yeah, like I said, we didn't have any ambitions at all, so we've just been singing in Norwegian ever since we started the band, and that's always felt the most natural for me since it's my main language. I think, yeah, I think if I start to write lyrics in English, I think it's easy to turn to cliches and that kind of stuff, and yeah, and by now I think the Norwegian has become a big part of our sound and our identity. I think. People will be pretty disappointed, even outside of Norway, if we suddenly started to sound in English. And to us, I think it would just sound weird and not really sound like Kvelertak anymore. It's just same thing. It's just the idea we came up with when we needed a cover for our first demo compilation. It was our bass player who came up with, what about we use Nowl? And it's kind of just stuck with us since. It's not on the cover this time, but he's inside on the actual CD this time. And yeah, it just became a mascot. It's and now we even have a owl mask that we're gonna bring out on big festival stages and that kind of stuff. It looks pretty fucked up. It's a dead owl that's been dead since 2003 and been in the freezer in Denmark. And this artist we know in Norway, he made like a real owl mask out of it that I can put on my head, and yeah, I can actually sing with it. So yeah. Pros, it's it's a lot of fun, and I love hanging out with my friends in the band, and you meet a lot of awesome people on tour, awesome bands, and yeah, you get to see a lot of interesting places too, and yeah, and we love playing live. I guess the cons is yeah, it's of course it's tiresome, but mostly it's fun, and yeah, a lot of us have girlfriends at home. I guess it's not so fun for them, but we just try to make the best of it. And yeah, and these days, I think you really have to tour if you want to survive as a band these days. It's just the best way of spreading the message. We started out, I guess, like the kind of idea was just to have like the cool parts, like the groovy parts of like black metal and that kind of stuff, just to have that as much as possible. And yeah, so when we started out, we were mostly influenced by bands like Turbo Negro, Entombed, and yeah, Satyricon. We're doing kind of some more black and roll kind of stuff, and yeah, the Enslaved with Isa, and yeah, Dark Throne, and just Swedish bands like Helicopters and Totalt Jävla Mörker. It's yeah, a lot of different bands, but yeah, I think by now I think we moved away from that now, and yeah, it's like our guitarist Bjarte. He's the guy who makes most of the music, and yeah, he basically just listens to everything. Like on the last album, there's even a hidden Beach Boys reference in one of the songs, and yeah, I don't listen to Beach Boys myself, so I can't really find it, but he says it's in there. So yeah, so it's too many influences to mention these days. I think would be a long list. Yeah, Norway, we're pretty popular. Like we get played on daytime radio, and yeah, like the biggest newspapers write about us, and yeah, so we've had a lot of success in Norway. I think we're one of the biggest rock bands there these days, so that's really cool. I don't know how that Trivial Pursuit thing came about. There must be a fan working in the Trivial Pursuit office, I guess, or something. Yeah, the first time I heard about it was a friend of mine was playing it, and he sent me a message with a picture of the question card. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool. I love Trivial Pursuit myself, and yeah, that made me almost think like, I can retire now. Yeah, but we're not gonna get we're not retiring anytime soon though. It for us it still feels like we're just getting started. It's only a second album out now, so yeah, we have a lot more to do, I think.